from Seoul. Now we move on to our next news. Germany, the United Nations, the European Union have joined a wave of condemnation over Israel's decision to advance a long-delayed settlement in the West Bank. Germany has urged Israel to halt construction, while the European Commission said that the annexation of territory is illegal under international law. The UN has warned that the project would end prospects for a two-state solution. Let's listen into what UN spokesperson has said.
Our position on settlements is clear. The Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank, including East Jerusalem, and the regime that's associated with these settlements go against international law. Settlements, to state the obvious, further entrench the occupation, put the prospect of a two-state solution even further away. And as you said, if this went ahead, and which we call on the Israeli government not to do, and we call them to reverse, to stop the advancement of this process, it would sever the northern and southern West Banks. And I think, interestingly enough, as the Israeli finance minister and the Palestinians and other NGOs all agree, it would put an end to the prospects of a two-state solution.
The criticism follows an announcement by Israeli far-right finance minister Bezalel Smotrich that work will begin on the long-frozen E1 settlement, a development that would divide the West Bank and cut it off from East Jerusalem. Smotrich, speaking at the site, said Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and U.S. President Donald Trump had agreed to the revive of the project, describing it as a move that would bury the idea of Palestinian state. Palestinian leaders, allies, and rights groups have condemned the plan as illegal and a blow to any future peace deal. In separate remarks, Israeli Deputy Foreign Minister Sharpin Haskell outlined 5 key principles for ending the war in Gaza. Let's listen into her comments.
These are our 5 clear principles for concluding the war. First, Hamas must be completely disarmed. Second, every hostage must be freed. Third, Gaza must be fully demilitarized. Fourth, Israel must retain overriding security control. And fifth, Gaza must have a non-Israeli, peaceful civilian administration, one that does not indoctrinate its children to hate, does not reward terrorism, and does not launch attacks.
Now for this discussion, we are joined by Rohan Gunaratna. He's an international affairs expert, joins us live from Singapore. Thank you, Rohan, for joining us today. Good to see you. Now, with this E1 settlement potentially undermining a two-state solution, what are the broader implications for this?
Asuma, if there is more settlements, it will lead to unhappiness, and there will be no negotiated settlement for the release of the hostages and for the disarming of Hamas and the surrender of Hamas. So Israel will have to navigate the next few days and next few weeks very carefully for 2 reasons. One is there is ongoing talks both in Egypt and in Qatar for the release of all the hostages, because Prime Minister Netanyahu wants a comprehensive settlement. He doesn't want just 5 hostages released. He doesn't want Hamas to buy time. And it is the right thing for the Muslim leaders and the international community to urge Hamas to release the hostages, because hostage taking in the 21st century is one of the cruelest things to do. So I believe that the European countries, rather than reward Hamas by recognizing Palestinian statehood at this time, their focus should be the release of the hostages. And of course, disarming Hamas. Hamas cannot exist anymore in Gaza because Hamas mounted one of the most barbaric terrorist attacks in the world. So to move forward, Israelis also should stop the settlements. If there is settlement of Jewish people in West Bank and in Gaza, there's not going to be a resolution in this problem. This conflict will continue. It will go beyond your generation and my generation.
Yes, and now how do you see the US's role, particularly under President Trump, influencing this ongoing situation and such decisions?
President Trump's leadership has helped to secure the release of nearly 200 hostages because he has been steadfastly supporting Israel on the hostage matter. Even before he was elected as president, before he took office as president, he very clearly told Hamas, all hell will break loose if you don't release the hostages. And likewise, he kept to his word of supporting Israel. Today, no country should suffer from what Israel has suffered, meaning a devastating terrorist attack that led to a devastating war. So US position is very clear. Release the hostages or we are going to take over Gaza. You will lose the Palestinian territory of Gaza. So I think that the Arab leaders, the Muslim leaders should now move forward to get these hostages released and for Hamas to surrender. These two are the two main security concerns. The United Nations, Britain, Canada,
Yes.
Germany, France, all these countries that want to recognize the Palestinians.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us, Rohan Gunaratna, and sharing your insight. This is all we have time for. We will continue to bring more news updates from around the world.